Why is my air conditioner running all the time? Is your air conditioner running all the time? It's summer. During the day, you can't keep your temperature that you want set on your thermostat in the house. You notice it gets 78, 80 degrees. Today, if you're a homeowner, I'm glad you're watching Tips for Homeowners. I'm Tad, and today I'm going to give you the keys to be able to save some money. So two things you'll need: a temperature probe and infrared thermometer. First, I just want to show you a few things that you can check with both of these. If you're a technician, you're not checking these things in the field, this can really help you, okay? You might have a similar issue to this. I see this in the field every day, and it's a good thing to have these two tools. Links in the description for the tools. I don't make any money. If you could though, hit the like button, hit the notification bell so that you can see more tips. I also have tips for technicians. If you're a technician, tips for homeowners, check out those playlists for more information. Remember, knowledge is power, and I want you guys to be able to save money and not waste energy. So let's take this right now, okay? And then I'm going to show you the first tip that you can use to check your air conditioning system. You might not need a technician to come by your house. It might be ventilation, insulation, or it might be your air conditioner. So let's just rule out air conditioner first. How do we do that? We check supply temperature with the probe. I'm going to show you how to do that. So this is the thermostat. It's inside temperature 71. It's set to 68. Let's go over to the supply vent, and I'm going to stick this probe in the vent, and we're going to measure the temperature. Now, if it's 71 degrees in here, I want you to see this right here. If it's 71 inside, then when we measure the supply vent temperature with this probe, it should be 51, okay? 18 to 22 degrees split from the temperature that the unit's pulling in at the return to the supply vent, the air that it's pushing out. That is the normal temperature split that it should have, 18 to 22 degrees split, okay? This is how we're gonna know our air conditioner is actually working and it's up to the capacity it needs to be. It's efficient, okay? So if we don't measure a 20 degree split or around that, that means you might need to call a technician, or there is something I'm gonna show you in the video that you could possibly have that you need to do. All right, so let's go check this out real quick. So 71 on the inside temperature. And come over here, and this is a very expensive one. You don't have to use one of these. This is a dual induct psychrometer. Definitely don't have to use this, but temperature probe is in the vent, and it looks like we have, if you would zoom in a little bit here so you can see this. If you can't see it, it's 53 degrees, okay? That's 18 degree split there. We're gonna wait just a minute though, because it could be lower. All right, let's see. See, that's 52 degrees, 51 degrees. See that? So, oh, 50 degrees. So this unit is blowing out 49 degree air. So we're well over 20 degrees split, 48. Wow. So we could actually speed this fan up and get more airflow, and then we could sacrifice a little bit of that temperature. So we just got done checking with our first tool, the temperature probe in our supply vent, and we're able to see that our unit is performing the way it needs to. It has a 20 degree split or more, so we're in great shape. You don't have to call a technician. I just saved you some money. If you haven't purchased that tool, go in the link in the description, check that out. It's like 20 bucks for a good temperature probe, and you can make that check yourself if you're a homeowner. So let's take our next tool, our infrared thermometer, and this is a common issue I see in houses. And that is you have thermal loss, okay? You have hot spots in your house, okay? Or it's cold spots, wintertime, but right now we're looking at hot spots. What is one of the hot spots you have? Well, if this is the central control, and this reads the temperature and it shuts off when this right here reaches, this area reaches the temperature, you might have an attic access right above it, all right? See that? Now what we're gonna do is, we're gonna actually show you that attic access, and since it's 71 degrees here, the ceiling should be 71 degrees, right? Now watch this, I wanna show you something. You see that? You see that? Just around the edges, okay? Even on the face, it's 80 degrees, okay? This is right above the thermostat. So that's gonna pose some issues, right? So how do I fix this, okay? Because this is just one, if it was the ceiling, look, let's point to the ceiling. So that's 79. So how do I alleviate the thermal loss on the ceiling? How do I do that? Very, very easily, right? I just get some insulation, okay? Above the ceiling, depending on how the structure is laid out, you might have to do some batted insulation, you might have to do some blow-in insulation, or you might be able to do some foam. You might have to change your tonnage if you do so. So maybe just some blow-in insulation for that. For the attic access, I have a link in the description for a attic access insulated door, okay? You can actually purchase these, or you can actually build them. I build them out of 2x6s, a little bit of foam board, and some foam spray. And I'll actually leave a link in the description for those materials, and then maybe a video or some more instruction on that. But this right here can save you some money, because then you can find out why your unit is not keeping up. Now, another thing that you're going to want to check with this is you're going to check around your doors. You're going to want to check any penetrations to the house, like your vents for your plumbing, your furnace, if you have a gas furnace, if you have a hot water heater, just any of those penetrations, and then also the windows. If your windows are older and you have single pane windows, or you don't have any insulation around the windows, then you could have some spots there. So you need to check that. There's one more thing I want to tell you about this. If you pull down your attic access or wherever it is and you go in your attic, you need to actually put this in your attic space, and you need to measure the surface temperature, okay? Because you need to make sure it's not upwards of 130, 140. I've had attics at 150 degrees. Why? Because there's no ventilation, and the ventilation is a key. I'm gonna give you some resource information down below so that you guys can click those links and learn more about ventilation and how much ventilation you need for the square footage that you have in your attic. But ventilation is something that, you know, if one floor is hotter, then that's going to affect the other floor, especially if there's not good insulation in between. So that's something you need to know. These tools, definitely need to get these. If you're a technician in the field, check out my other videos. If you like this video and it saved you some money and you were able to figure out what your problem was, I want to know about it. I definitely want to help you guys, and I don't make any money off these videos. I hope that I can start to make a little money with these videos. It would definitely help me to do more with it. But for now, I'm just doing this stuff to try to get more information out here on the tube. Thanks for watching. I'm Tad. This is Tips for Homeowners, and I'll keep it cool if you let me.